Okay, I'd like to introduce Jerome Fahai, who is a founder of Green Careers for Veterans, and CG for Vets is a nonprofit group based here in the Bay Area, and we'd like to talk about some of the jobs that you are helping veterans obtain.
Yes, sure. Thanks, Sheryl. Well, right now we have a big event coming up November 9th. We have Congresswoman Spear. She's throwing a big event in South San Francisco. We're going to have all the companies that we've been working with that are going to be attending. Right now we're working with Bowers IT. I'm going to meet with them this afternoon to discuss veterans that have been hired. And we're getting more veterans funneled to them. Right now there's a big demand for B-class licensed veterans for Bowers IT. And there's a big demand for mechanics for Bowers IT. At the same time, there's also been a upsurge in the need for Tesla. They've been looking for technicians.
So really what you're looking for in the veteran population, somebody that really has strong mechanical aptitude. So like if your MOS in the military, a military occupational specialty in the service was working on Humvees or working in the motor pool or working and understanding mechanics, that's what Tesla's looking for.
Yes, we have, for Tesla, what we're looking for is aircraft mechanics and electronics techs, specifically.
Oh, okay.
Now for Cisco, we're looking for Cisco certified veterans, but also for veterans who are small unit leaders. They need project managers right now. We also, for Cisco, we need veterans that have done cable, laying wire, things like that. They're going to be doing the smart grid here pretty soon. So we're working with Cisco specifically. We're also helping them on the back end as well, as far as cutting costs to get the veterans through. Because it costs a lot to process veterans. And to have 1,000 veterans go through Cisco costs a lot of money. So if we can help them in reducing those costs, help Tesla in reducing those costs, then we can get as many veterans as possible through. Now for those who are not MOS technical, who do not have training from the military, that's technical, electrical, mechanical, we have jobs for grunts. We have Bowers IT that pays $50,000 a year or more. We have SFPD that we're working with right now. Our contact at SFPD has already gotten 2 veterans through. We also have a contractor that works in Afghanistan for those who might be interested in going back.
As a civilian employee?
As a civilian contractor, making 6 times the income that they did as a private or a lance corporal, but this time going back to do training, to do civil affairs and things like that that the military can't afford to do or support. So we have a lot of jobs in the pipeline. As I said before, we have more jobs than we have veterans.
Really, I want to repeat that. We have more jobs than we have veterans. Now, this is really an expensive area to live in the Bay Area, but for people who have the skills that you're looking for, wow, what a great opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Sheryl. And also, before I leave, I'd like to talk about Operation Long Arm.
Yes.
Right now, the big initiative is to get veterans to come out to apply for these jobs.
Quit hiding.
Yes. Part of that reason also is that the new GI Bill, some veterans feel, pays enough of their expenses and they can survive on that at this moment. But what they don't understand is that that is just survival pay. At some point, they're going to have to get a job. They're going to have to go out and find a career. And even civilians who have degrees right now are still waiting for jobs. The point is that we had to get across to these veterans is that they have to understand that they have to start building these networks now. Now is the time to build them. GC for Vets has already done that. We've already networked with Tesla. We've already networked with Cisco. We've already networked with companies. Raytheon is approaching us. McKesson is approaching us. But like I said, we have more jobs than we have veterans.
So you're laying the groundwork so they don't have to.
So they don't have to. In the military, you wore your rank on your collar. You wore a stack of medals on your chest. People could look at you and just tell that you were a person that they needed. You don't have that in the civilian world. You don't have that advantage. Civilians can't look at your collar, they can't look at your chest and say, I need to hire this person. I need this person in my company. And when a person gets out of the military, that network is burned. These sergeant majors, these gunnery sergeants that know what these veterans can do, they're not going to come out here and get the jobs for the veterans.
Well, that's the whole point of the Veterans Resource Center here in San Francisco.
And that's why we are here. We actually had an event here for Bowers IT. And we're going to have future events here at the VRC at the War Memorial on 401 Van Ness, downtown. We're going to have SFPD out here recruiting. We're going to have all of these companies coming down here to recruit veterans and to show veterans that they're ready to hire. So we have the networks already in place. We need the veterans. Right now I'm doing Operation Long Arm into these community colleges, into the universities, to let these veterans know that they need to start building that network now. That's the important thing, is that they need to start working with individuals who are already working with these companies, because right now they're only networking with students. And those students are going to be just as unemployed as they are when they graduate. So the important thing for them is to network with GC for Vets, with the VRC here at the War Memorial, with American Legion, with AMVETS, with all of these groups, Veterans of Foreign Wars, but especially AMVETS. And these are important things that veterans need to start doing now, because this network is already established. There are so many veterans here like yourself. So many veterans like Roger Dong, like James Small, Mike Smith. These veterans are here for the veterans now, like yourself as well. And these veterans are here specifically to help veterans out there who are looking for jobs, specifically to help veterans who need these services.
Because we are in the Veterans Building in downtown San Francisco, so that means veterans should come in and utilize this building, because really what happens over time is if the veterans don't use it, they take it away. So really we want to encourage veterans in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, San Mateo, wherever the 9 counties of the Bay Area are. If you want a job, there are jobs out there. Come and get one. And really, Jerome, can you give us your website address for Green Careers for Veterans, so if anyone wants to contact you directly, they can actually see your wonderful journal that you make, I don't know, weekly or daily posts on your journal to keep updated? Yes. So go ahead and get that.
It's at gc4vets.org. That's Golf Charlie, the number 4, vets.org. Register on that site. Get into the network so that you can get into network with these companies. We work with Swords to Plowshares. We work with Project Hired. We work with all of these groups that are actually doing things for veterans, that are getting jobs to veterans, that are getting monetary support to veterans. So get in touch with GC4 Vets and get in touch with the network down here that's also at the War Memorial.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce Michael Kissinger, who is from this wonderful group in Daly City. It's the Next Step Life Success Center. And really, he has a very unique job. And what he does is he helps veterans, write up business plans for veterans.
Well, yes, we do a lot of things. What we do is we look for veterans, we train veterans, we find veterans jobs, and we also end up doing small business for veterans. So if they want to start a business or whatever, we'll set it up for them. But we also end up working with companies that are vet friendly. And so it's sort of our philosophy: if you're not a vet, we don't work with you. Mm-hmm. And so it's a process of looking at how that scenario works out best in order to put the veteran to work.
Okay, so aside from helping veterans write up a business plan, the other services you provide, now this says life success, so
yes.
You're like a life coach in a way?
Well, what happens is I do different trainings on how your mind works, mm-hmm. and a lot of veterans have PTSD and various other things, and they don't understand how their mind works. I have 2 sons. One was a Navy SEAL, and another one was a Seabee. And so you look at the PTSD that they have, and because they don't understand how their mind works, they carry that with them. So I joined venture with Nightingale Conant Corporation, which is one of the largest corporations in America, on how you use personal development systems in order to make sure that your life comes out the way that you want it to make it. But I also joined venture with probably 300 of the best-selling authors in America on how to cover everything that's involved in personal development. And then as a result of learning the programs that I've learned, I sit down with veterans and I show them how that works.
So really you are exactly about personal development and helping veterans achieve their goals.
Absolutely.
So that's a wonderful thing that you do. And if people want to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Well, they can reach me at Swords to Plowshares.
Okay.
And the number, you want the number?
Sure.
Okay, it's 415-252-4788.
Okay.
extension 376. You can reach me at Profit Builders Inc., which the phone number is 415-678-9965, or you can reach me at NSC, which is the Next Step Center, or you can reach me at Calvet Solar. And Calvet Solar was a company we put together because I put the Swords of Plowshares solar program together, so that way veterans would be able to work in the program. And we tied that all together by having the vets go to different colleges and participate that way. So we pay for them to go to college. We basically find them jobs, or if they want to start a solar business, we'll show them how to do that.
Well, that's great. What would you say to a veteran out there that doesn't know about any of this, but might be interested in getting positive reinforcement so they can get their goals? How would you persuade them that this is really a great choice for them to make?
Well, what I do is I do various programs. Like I did one on the Carnegie Secret, and I don't know if you know what that is.
No, what is that?
Andrew Carnegie was one of the richest men in America, and he had retained Napoleon Hill to write the laws of success. Well, one of the reasons I teach this is because every corporate CEO in America reads the same types of books that I do. So when you sit down with a vet or you sit down with somebody who's coming in as an employee, an employer is going to ask you, have you ever read Think and Grow Rich? Have you ever read The Laws of Success? Have you ever read The Science of Getting Rich? Do you read personal development because your attitude determines your altitude? So if you're not really in the process to know where you are, they're going to say, well, why do we need you? So it's a matter of saying that if you really want to get involved in the process, what I think you should do is come to the Vet Center and talk to the people here. If you contact Swords of Plowshares, obviously we'll talk to you. One of the other entities that I worked for was Vietnam Veterans of California, which covers a large area of California, and they can contact them. And it's a matter of really getting started. So if you look at what you can do as a veteran, you know, most of the time veterans feel really bad over what's happened. And they don't really realize, they're like, I was a Special Forces member. So you have a way of understanding what your past was, but you get involved in society and it takes that away from you. If you'll focus on who you were in the past and take all that energy and power that you had in order to get through those times that you went through and look at society as a military target, because that's how I look at it, and you look at the job thing that you're going through, you get that power back for you, and you can really get the job that you want, especially if you learn the systems.
Couldn't say it any better than that, because really everything in life we do is personal choice.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much,
You're
Michael.
welcome.
Thank you for what you're doing
Sure,
for our
thank you.
veterans.
Have a great day.
I'd like to introduce Jean Morris, who is obviously a member of Veterans for Peace, and he is really one of the supporting organizations here at the VRC, and he is an Air Force veteran and did 20 years in the Merchant Marines.
Yes.
Well, how did you become one of the supporting nonprofit groups here at the VRC?
Some time ago, I discovered TechSoup, which is a nonprofit that provides discounted software to other nonprofit organizations. And I jumped through the hoops to empower Veterans for Peace as an organization to join, because contrary to American Legion and AMVETS, Veterans for Peace is a 501c3 versus the probably AMVETS and certainly American Legion is a 501c19. So as a 501c3, we are able to actually obtain these discounted softwares and some other benefits that works for this incredible facility here, the Veterans Resource Center.
And really, it is an incredible facility here, and it exists for the purpose of helping veterans obtain employment and training, because there's exciting things happening here, and it's really a matter of veterans making the personal decision to get off the couch and attempting their goals. Because we've met many people here today that came to this resource center because they really want to help veterans in some way, and they believe that, and they were able to find a way to get this funded and started here. So we really want to get the word out to as many veterans as possible. It's here. Come and use it.
And to continue that that follow with your thoughts. What I recognize is in the military, we had a sense of community. We, as members of our different service branches, we really had, I think, deep, powerful, meaningful community. And we lost that, especially we Vietnam veterans. We disconnected from our military connection. And what this room, what this center represents, is the heart of the veterans community in San Francisco that reaches out. I mean, the Veterans Building itself is this incredible location, central San Francisco, that represents community for veterans. But this especially, the Veterans Resource Center, is now the heart which will enable us as veterans to grow our community. It's just the most incredible thing. I mean, we certainly need to celebrate and honor Roger Dong for his incredible work to have enabled this facility, to have gone through the challenges, jumped the flaming hoops, just incredible odds. And now this Veterans Resource Center exists and it's growing and it's just amazing. It's a fantastic new resource, and I hope it represents a prototype that will continue to grow throughout the United States and, of course, overseas as well.
Jean, I couldn't have said it better, any better. Thank you so much for being a guest on the VHV TV.
Love to be a part of this community. Thank you for building the community further.
Today and join us this evening. I'd like to invite General Mind up here to say a few words on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Well, I'm not going to talk very much, but I want to say just my comment about what is being done and recognized here today. And I can say it honestly, it's the most positive thing I've seen come out of this American Legion War Memorial Commission since I've been a trustee. And I think it's wonderful, and I'd like to give all of you all, let's give them all a great big hand. Next, I'd like to introduce some very key people who represent very important organizations that will make or break our project. These are our veteran service organizations. These are the professionals. All we can do at American Legion is provide them with space, good equipment, and with that, we will have to turn them over to our VSOs so they can do the training and do the recruiting and counseling for our veterans. The first person I'd like to introduce is from our VA Center, Training Center, down just a few blocks from Horne, Mr. Lance. Frederick, will you please come over here, please?
Thank you. First I wanted to thank Craig Newmark and everyone who put this resource center together. We're just 2 blocks away, and I know the men and women I work with every day will be coming down here to use this resource. We work closely with everybody in San Francisco to provide resources to veterans. The San Francisco VA Medical Center, the clinic, the Veteran Service Office, Swords to Plowshares, and the young men and women coming back from the war zone. They deserve nothing but our best. So thank you so much for putting this together.
Lee Ramirez, who also is with the Veterans Administration, but he's the person who spends a lot of time out in Fort Miley taking care of minority projects as well as mental health patients. Eddie, would you like to come on up here and let us know how this center can be used to you?
Thank you for this opportunity to speak a little bit about what I do and what we plan on doing here at this resource center. I am the Minority Veteran Program Coordinator for the San Francisco VA Medical Center. I'm also I'm the administrative officer for mental health and a commissioner for the city and county of San Francisco. So I wear a lot of hats. One of the things that I do in this building is I conduct town hall meetings once a month, every month, 9 to 11, 5 to 7. It's a place to help bring the resources under one roof, okay? For jobs, for benefits, for services, for all of our veterans. I served 22 years active duty and I'm retired Air Force. Any Air Force members in the house? Cool. All right, so.
Go Army!
Yeah. So with that said, please, get the word out about the town halls. There's some flyers in the next room. I conduct workshops on how to get a federal government job as well. So the Veterans Alliance, I'm pumping information to you guys all the time. We need to pull our forces together to bring jobs to our veterans and to our community. So please, help. Thank you.
Michael Becker, I know you're here. Could you please come up here and tell us how VRC can be helpful to Swords? Thank you. I just want to say Swords of Plowshare is a veterans rights organization, and we started in '74, and our first goal was to help veterans in their transition to society, so employment was always a big part of it. And what we want to do is make sure that this youngest generation vets don't fall through the cracks like Vietnam vets did. We don't want high unemployment rates. We don't want the misery index. We don't want suicide. We don't want the rates of PTSD. We want to do something meaningful. So I want to say Swords is going to put all our weight we can behind this and leverage all these resources. There may be resources at the state and federal level. And really what we want to make sure is that all those employers who are also federal contractors, that they do their part. Federal contractors should make veterans their first choice of hire. They get big contracts in the Bay Area and elsewhere, and they're not doing what they should do. And so there needs to be pressure put on them so they become the job sources, because we're going to do our part in training and getting folks ready. They have to do their part and give vets the opportunities that they need. So that's I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Last year when Chairman Roger Dong informed the Veterans Affairs Commission about this Veterans Resource Project, we the commissioners went in full support of this project. As advisors to the mayor's office and the board of supervisor, we notified the mayor's office and the board of supervisor requesting for the support and to have this Veterans Resource Center. San Francisco have a large population of veterans, and our fellow veterans need to be taken care of, and having an outreach center like this for veterans, for both the older veterans and veterans that are currently leaving active duty, is a big step toward the right direction. I'm glad a city of San Francisco is taking care of its veterans. And judging from the size of all those who are present and many of them who are commissioners, I'm glad that they are here and the support is here. So I'd like to thank the fellow veterans for all their service for our country. Thank you.
This is very important for not only the survival of the American Legion, but for society in general. The younger veterans coming out are faced with a lot of dilemmas, a sagging economy. This will put a little bit of pep in their step and allow them to pursue their talents. A lot of their talents are hidden. There might be artists, carpenters, engineers, law enforcement. They may have just been driving a tank or flying a jet, but now they have all the possibilities in the world to excel. And this Veteran Resource Center will do it.
We've been fighting for something like 10 years to get this building reused and redefined as a veterans building. Even though that's the name on the front, it's often not used as that. And we've really made great headway. This is a red letter day for us because we've got the Veterans Resource Center, which for the very first time is clearly providing resources and services to veterans in this building, and that's different than the way it's been treated for 70 years. And it's really an important day for us. And I'm really pleased that we were able to do this. We've got a whole generation of younger veterans that are becoming involved, that are helping us with this, and these guys are going to take it to a way higher level. And I'm really pleased to be associated with them. Thank you.
This is a wonderful day today. We've been a part of this building for a long time. We have all new veterans out in the street. Many of them need services, jobs, housing. This is going to be a resource for all of them to come together to be able to use. It is a veterans building, and this is the right place to have a resource center. Continue the long tradition of veterans in the veterans building.
Folks, this is Craig Newmark, customer service rep at Craigslist. I figure I'm kind of simple-minded on the subject of veterans. I figure if someone's willing to go overseas and risk taking a bullet to protect me, least I could do is give back in the form of some time and maybe a little money. Well, there's a lot of people who could do the same. So if you can volunteer time, money, attention, please help folks out. I'd really appreciate it personally.